Welcome to MMA Daily, your go-to source for daily updates, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from the world of MMA. Stay tuned for the latest on fights, fighters, events, and everything you need to know about the sport that never stops. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all the action. Starting off, Dana White reacts to Israel Adesanya's third loss in a row. Moving on, Darren Till scolds fans who think Israel Adesanya's downfall has begun. Lastly, Belal Muhammad fires personal shot at Sean Strickland amid heated war of words. UFC CEO Dana White has given his take on Israel Adesanya suffering his third loss in a row. The former two-time UFC middleweight champion shared the octagon with Nassourdine Imavov in the main event of UFC Saudi Arabia. It was the first time Adesanya wasn't competing for UFC gold since 2019. While Adesanya had solid takedown defense and striking in the opening frame, he was stopped early in the second round via TKO. White has weighed in on Adesanya's third loss in a row. During the UFC Saudi Arabia post-fight press conference, Dana White was asked for his thoughts on Israel Adesanya being stopped by Nassourdine Imavov. He believes Israel Adesanya was off to a solid start. "I thought Izzy looked incredible right up until he got caught. Looked good, was picking him apart, staying on the outside. Takedown defense was incredible, chopping that calf kick the whole first round. He couldn't have had a better first round, and then he got caught. Listen, getting caught is getting caught. He's 35, Imavov is 28 years old, he's in his prime. Where Adesanya goes from here will be a story to watch in the coming weeks and months." The former two-time UFC middleweight champion appeared on the UFC Saudi Arabia post-show, and he admitted that he needs some time to assess things with people close to him before making a decision on his future. While many believe that Adesanya doesn't have much to prove, he's also just a couple of wins away from finding himself right back in the title hunt. If he ultimately decides to push on with his fighting career, it'll be interesting to see who the UFC matchmakers book Adesanya against. Darren Till has taken issue with fans who have poked fun at Israel Adesanya suffering his third straight defeat. Adesanya went one-on-one with Nassourdine Imavov in the UFC Saudi Arabia headliner. Israel Adesanya was hoping that this would be a bounce-back fight for him. He had already dropped back-to-back bouts against Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis. Adesanya ended up suffering a third-round TKO loss at the hands of Imavov. Darren Till recently saw a post on social media asking for Israel Adesanya's downfall to be studied. Till took the time to scold those who are using Adesanya's third straight loss as a meme. "I have just read a comment on an MMA page saying the downfall of Israel Adesanya needs to be studied. Can everyone on here who is not absolute moron actually understand that statement? I am trying so hard to understand it but can't. I'm so confused. What downfall?" I've seen people comment about downfall studies, etc. All that like the downfall of Darren Till needs to be studied. I get that. I should have excelled more in the UFC than I did, but some certain factors didn't let me. But now, I swear I cannot even fathom that I have just seen a comment saying Israel Adesanya's downfall needs to be studied. Me and Izzy aren't friends. I wouldn't even say I am his biggest fan outside of the octagon, etc. But that's got all to do with what that man has achieved in this sport. He was a wrecking machine at middleweight. No one could beat him. What's next for Adesanya remains to be seen. Some fans believe the 35-year-old may serve himself well if he retires, while others think the former two-time UFC middleweight champion can find his way back in title contention with some better luck. Belal Muhammad has hurled a scathing diss towards Sean Strickland ahead of UFC 312. Strickland and Muhammad have had some beef brewing for a while. More recently, Muhammad told Submission Radio that he wouldn't mind moving up to middleweight just to smack around Strickland. The former UFC middleweight champion responded by telling Muhammad to go back Palestine in an interview with the Schmo. The beef between the two continues to get nasty, and that much is evident with Muhammad's latest post on social media. Belal Muhammad hopped on his X account to not only question why Sean Strickland is getting another title fight, but he also took a personal shot. Crazy that Chimaev finished Whitaker and Imavov finished Izzy, but the guy that teeped Costa 150 times is getting the title shot. But we all know he's good at crying and using his mouth. No diddy, I just heard it from his dad. Muhammad is referring to Strickland's father, who the ex-UFC champion has alleged was abusive. Personal digs are nothing new when it comes to any feud involving Strickland. We'll see what the fallout of this recent shot from Muhammad will be. For now, Strickland will need to keep his focus on Dricus du Plessis. The two are set for a UFC middleweight championship rematch on February 8th. Strickland was the 185-pound champion going into his first meeting with DDP back in early 2024. Du Plessis ended up defeating Strickland via split decision decision to capture the gold. As for Muhammad, his first welterweight title defense hasn't been made official as of now. He was scheduled to take on Shavkat Rakhmonov in the main event of UFC 310, but Belal suffered an infection and was forced off the card. Rakhmonov ended up facing Ian Machado Gary, defeating the Irishman in a highly contested 5-round battle via unanimous decision. If Muhammad expects to meet Strickland at 185, he'll first need to handle business as a champion in the welterweight division. Time will tell if these two will get to settle things inside the octagon. Thanks for watching another video on MMA Daily. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more of the latest MMA news. Stay tuned for the next one. See you soon. Take care.